Welcome back everyone to Animal Crossing New Horizon part 35. Last episode we finally went ahead and completed a big part of the cliff, and in this episode we'll try and move out the campsite over there as well as do a bit more terraforming. Only a last few cliffs remaining before I start designing my island. As for the broadcast today, it seems like we have CJ on the island. He's definitely pretty helpful if you are trying to get more bells. In my case, since I do have enough bells for now, I'm not gonna be talking to him. As usual, let me quickly check out the mail. Today we have only one item, which is from the Happy Home Academy. I have been placing some new items in my house, but the furnitures are not yet complete. Hopefully I will have a particular set completed, especially the antique one, before I go ahead and give you guys a tour of my complete home. Now, I did say I would try terraforming a bit more in the last episode, but unfortunately I actually didn't get time for that, so I might actually do that in this one. While completing my daily task, I was able to find this large staircase which we just created in the last episode. And I think this staircase looks really good right here. Maybe in this episode we can actually go ahead and finally move the campsite right here. In the last few episodes the campsite has been pretty far from where I am, but once I do have the campsite here, I could probably go ahead and plant some trees around here to make it look good. Right here it seems like I missed a spot, so let me quickly go ahead and curve the cliff right here. Apparently while terraforming this part I actually forgot. Whoops, I am using the wrong tool, which actually I didn't realize until I actually saw this one. So here we go, this is the right one, and alright, that looks pretty good. I might have to make some changes around here. I'm planning on having a river that is gonna pass through and have a bridge in between. But of course, before we do anything, I definitely want to move the campsite in and see how that looks. I also have to terraform this part of the island. As you can see, the border of the cliff is actually present. I just have to fill in. I might have to remove those two rocks over there as well as this fossil right here. Anyway, let me quickly get all of my daily tasks completed and we can move on from there. The next thing I do is make my way to Resident Services building. As usual, I definitely want to check out the recycling box as well as the Nook stop before we do anything. As for the Nook stop rewards, I actually missed another day, so we are back to 50. One of these days I will definitely time travel and have everything set to 300 miles. Under Nook shopping, we don't really have any special item. I'm just gonna go ahead and order the garden lantern, which is something that I really like to use. Definitely it's one of those cool items which looks super amazing when you use it as an outdoor item. Anyway, let me quickly order multiple of them just to have a backup. And I think that's all for now on Nook Stop. Now, the first thing I decided to do is go ahead and relocate my house. I already have the cliff that I have created just for my house, so I think we can actually finally go ahead and move my house out of the beach. I'm so used to seeing the beach each time I start the day. I think it will be a bit weird in the next episode when I do have my house coming up from this cliff, but I think in the future I might keep a second house that is gonna be the beach house. After all, we do already have a second character in this game which I haven't really been using. I'm planning on using it once I do complete terraforming my island, so I think it will still be a tent until then. Alright, seems like we can't really do anything more than that, so I'll quickly go ahead and move my house first and probably time travel to the next day to move the campsite. Alright. As for my house, it's gonna be right next to the Resident Services building. The main reason for this is that it's much closer to the resident services building as well as Nook's Cranny and Able Sisters. I think it's easier to go from here to the museum as well. So this is a really good location. Now there is another cliff that's right next to the shop itself, and that was my initial place for my house. But after looking at the design, I felt that all of my main items on the island are in the left side. So I decided to go ahead and go with my house to the right side of my island. So this is where it's gonna be. Now I do have significant space behind my house, and I'm planning to add a pond back there. Maybe once we do have the other cliff completed, I will come back and add some waterfalls for this one as well. So I did go ahead and time travel. Here is the next day. As usual, we have another broadcast from Isabel. This time we have Leaf on the island, which is pretty helpful. I definitely want to stock up on a lot of items, especially the shrubs and the flowers, since we are going to use it quite a lot in this island. But here we are. This is the new place for my house, and it's a bit weird to not see the ocean around me. I think I'll get used to this one after seeing this for quite a few days. The mailbox had quite a few items since we did order a couple of them from Nook Stop. And I definitely want to quickly go ahead and place them in the storage before we move on. The next thing I did is make my way to resident services building. So right now we'll quickly go ahead and go into infrastructures and then go into layout change. I'm of course gonna go ahead and move the campsite. There we go. It is gonna cost us 10,000 bells, but I think it's still pretty fine. Now that we have the moving kit, all we have to do is go ahead and place it in the new place. As for the design around the campsite, I don't really have any specific design for now. I'm planning on planting a couple of trees and making it look like a forested area where we have a campsite. Hopefully it works out that way. As usual, before I do go to the campsite, I just want to check out Nook's Cranny. So here we are. This is another new day. Now I didn't show the items in the shop for yesterday, and that's because we didn't really have anything important over there, and all the items that were displayed were something that I already had. But for today, we definitely have a couple different items that I can actually buy, especially the antique small table right here. Yep, it's called antique mini table, and definitely excited to get this one. I think I already have the antique glass table, so I don't really have to worry about that one. But there are a couple other items like the clock, which I have yet to get. Hopefully I'll get that in the future. That's all on the shop for now. Since we do have the moving kit for campsite, let me quickly go ahead and place it. Of course, I just got distracted by this plant right here, but other than that, let me quickly go ahead and place it. Initially, I wanted to have another house here, but I figured that it would be too close to the campsite as well as Bella's house back there. So I'm not gonna be moving any villager houses over here. As for the campsite, I think I want it at the border. So this one looks good. Let me check out if I can actually move it any closer to the wall itself. Nope, not closer. I guess we could go a bit behind, but not closer to the other side of the cliff. So this one looks better than the last one, so I'm gonna keep the campsite right here. So there we go. I will have trees above here as well, so the campsite will be completely covered, and the only way you'll be able to kind of see it is if you go down the stairs and go near it. That is what I'm trying to achieve with the campsite itself. Ooh, alright, here we have another lost item which has been quite a while. I did have a couple of villagers who were losing items in between, but it all stopped for the last few episodes, so I'm pretty excited with this one. We also have a new item, which is probably not something I would actually craft, but alright, I guess we're gonna have that. As for the lost item, it actually belongs to Elvis right here, which was pretty surprising. I mean, I have been talking to him, but I did not think that he was this friendly. There are a couple stages where your villagers will do certain tasks for the friendship level they are in, and I'm pretty happy that we are pretty good friends with Elvis. There was another thing that I did offline. Monty in my island was sick, so I went ahead and gave him a medicine. But other than that, I'm just gonna focus on terraforming this part of the cliff today. After all, I wasn't really able to achieve this between this one and the last episode. So here we are. Here is the map, and as you can see, there is a light border through which I want this cliff to go through. I might make some changes, but this is the border that I'm going with. So let me quickly go ahead and fill out the rest of this island. Hopefully it will look better. I'm also planning to have another level of cliff on top of this, which I am yet to actually map out. So once I have this bottom level of this cliff created, I might go ahead and create the top level as well. As for the reason I'm creating this cliff, I'm planning to add 2 of my villager houses on top of this one, and also plan to have a river that's gonna cross through here. At least that's what my design actually has. I'm hoping that I'll have enough space for all of these items. I'm also trying to keep the heart-shaped pond as it is, so I'm not gonna be touching that one. So I do have to have enough space to kind of have 2 houses, a river, as well as an incline and a bridge. If you see the map, I did go ahead and do a bit more terraforming. But while going through this, I found that there were 2 rocks right here. So I decided to go ahead and collect all the items for this and break these rocks. As far as rocks go, I don't really have a particular place for them. I definitely want to have all of my 5 rocks in a single place. I've seen many islands have this kind of design, and definitely I am planning to do that on my island as well, but I am totally not sure where to actually keep it. For now, we'll go ahead and destroy these. In the future, we'll see where we can actually place them. Maybe I'll be able to place them right here on top of the cliff that I'm gonna create here. Personally, I think creating cliffs on my island is one of the best way to kind of play this game. I never feel too bored even though I'm playing this game for hours on end. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this game, and do you really think creating cliffs are annoying, or if you think they are fun. In my case, I think they are definitely fun, considering we are gonna be creating a new design on this island. But of course, we still have to be a bit careful. Sometimes, even though we have all of these borders planned out, it might not turn out the same way you might see it on the designer app. So definitely there are some last minute changes. I'm pretty sure I'll be doing that a lot on this island as well. Especially after I start planting out the trees. That's when most of the stuff does not fit and I start terraforming the island again. For now though, I'll go ahead and try to clear out the island as well as complete this cliff right here. It's gonna be a pretty huge area, so I definitely will take around an hour to complete this one, and I'm planning to go ahead and do that offline. By the next episode, you will have my island with all the cliffs created. So I'm pretty excited for that. Hopefully you are excited as well. So thank you all for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.